Hi, and welcome back to my channel, Glamorous by Maggie. If you're new, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. Don't forget to hit that red subscribe button below so you can see future videos of mine. As you can see with my beautifully scary face right now, today I'm going to be showing you how I cover my extremely dark circles. I do have normal to dry skin. My skin is usually drier in the winter due to the weather, obviously. I say that my dark circles are just kind of genetic. I've always had them since as long as I can remember. I do eat fairly good. I probably could eat better, so maybe it's a little nutrition. I do get plenty of sleep at night, and I do drink quite a bit of water, so... I told myself that once I came across this, like, heck yeah, I feel confident that my dark circles are covered, and I'm very happy with the methods that I use, then I would share a video, because my first kind of video that I watched on YouTube was I was trying to figure out how to cover dark circles. So I thought it'd be cool just to kind of do full circle and make a video and hopefully help others that are trying to find a way to cover their dark circles. So let's get started. First, I'm going to apply my foundation to this half. I am going to leave this half completely bare just so you can kind of see the difference. Key is to always have your damp or your beauty blender damp, your beauty sponge. This kind of really has nothing to do with covering the dark circles. I'm just going to film it so you can see, you know, how far I put up my foundation, if I cover it, all that. So I'm going to do that really quick and then we will jump right in. Okay, so as you could see when I was applying my foundation, I do, you know, bounce it into my eye socket area, so I do get it a little bit of coverage. I don't ever reach probably completely into the corner of my eye just because, or I don't really like take a lot of effort to get it in there. So this I start with. Now, the big key is to use a peach pink color correct to color correct your dark circles. My ride or die holy grail, I don't know how I ever lived without it, would be the Becca under eye brightening corrector. Looks something like this. Just comes in a little jar. Now this is what I use. It is fairly expensive, but a little goes a very long way, and it lasts me forever, and it makes a huge difference. Now, if you're looking for another option, I just came across this NYX Conceal Correct Contour palette, and this peachy shade, kind of pink shade, I used, and it works nice as well. It's just these are a little bit kind of drier, so I would definitely add a little argan oil or something, because when I did use this and apply it into my corner of my eye, it was a little patchy. Now I have a really hard time getting products to not be patchy in my inner corners and then right here, like in my kind of tear duct area. So if you don't have trouble with real dry patchiness, then maybe you don't need to add any argan oil or anything, but for me it's a little dry, and so I definitely would have to add the argan oil. I believe this is like $11.99. And then if you're needing an even cheaper version, the Corrective Conceal e.l.f. palette looks like this. This peachy shade right here, this pinky peachy shade, this is in Neutralizer&Brighten. And this shade does a really nice job as well. Do I think it's as good as those two? No, but for the price, I think this is like $6 or something. If you're on a budget and you want something to kind of help, or at least do a decent job, I would definitely pick up that e.l.f. Neutralizing and Bright palette, because it does do a fairly decent job, especially for the price. So I'm going to take my Becca, just get a little bit on my ring finger here, and then, oop, I'm doing this all backwards here, and then just rub it, and I just put it into the same, I just put it into that same triangular shape that you would like concealer. So rub it out, spread it down, just so you have it all covered up and bright. And then don't forget, you want to really get that inner corner where that dark, at least that's where I am the most dark. So really work it in there. That's where I make sure I focus it on. Now, as you can see from this side, my original bare skin, to this side, there is such a difference. And I just think that is crazy. Like, to me, wow. Like, I could, if I wanted to, I guess, I could just go like this because at least I'm covered. But to, you know, finish it off, I do take my Holy Grail MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I'm in shade NW20. Actually, I'm just having to open a new one. So here's my MAC Concealer. Now this, it is very full coverage. It is a lighter weight, and it does not seem to have that kind of patchy dryness. So now I go and I put this exactly in that same triangular shape. And then for me, I always make sure I put it on my eyelid because my eyelid does have kind of that purpley, darker tone. And when you have your eyelid covered too, eyelid all concealed in one shade, it really does help, you know, camouflage the whole dark circle as well. So go ahead and put that on there. The only downfall that I have about the MAC Pro Longwear is that the pump is real tricky. So a lot comes out in one pump. So it's sometimes you kind of waste a lot, it seems like, because you can never use the full pump that comes out. But other than that, I love my MAC Pro Longwear. Okay, another key thing. When you are blending out your concealer, I have done this numerous times and I'm like, what the heck is going on? The key thing is take your damp beauty blender, make sure it's clean. If you use the side that already has product on it from yesterday or whatever, it's going to make patchiness, or it's gonna pick up all your product or something like that, and you're not gonna get that smooth, flawless look. So always make sure, and like I said, I do it all the time too, and then I'm like, what the heck is going on? Make sure you have a clean surface you're working with, a clean beauty blender. So just take that, blend it out. Make sure you get your eye, or your, yeah, eyelid. Hold on though. So now that we have it all nice and blended out, now it can be perfect right now, right? But say if we just left it like this and we go, you know, 2 hours down the road, we're gonna have crazy creasing. Well, at least I have crazy creasing. So I have just found my holy grail, oh my goodness, how did I live without setting powder? Before I found this setting powder, I was using the Max Fix Plus translucent setting powder and mixing in the Bare Minerals Hydrating Mineral Veil setting powder, and I would mix those two because the MAC Fix Plus was too white for me, but then the Hydrating Mineral Veil was too peachy and it was a big mess. So I am now using the original RCMA Makeup No Color Powder. I have heard a gazillion people talk about this, how amazing it is, and I always thought, oh, I need to get it. I don't want to get it. I need to get it. I got it. Game changer right here for sure. So with this, I take a small beauty sponge. This packaging is not very good, so I just take the lid off. I swirl the tip of my beauty sponge in there, tap off the excess, and then with that, so make sure you have no creases, no concealer settling into any fine lines, and then once you do that, you've dipped your beauty sponge into the RCMA, and then I just, you know, tap it underneath there, make sure you get in that inner corner, and tap it as if you were to tap it in that triangular motion where you put that concealer. So you're baking in a sense, but I don't do it with a ton of product because I have dry skin, so I don't want a ton of powder on my face because I don't like that kind of packed in cakey, not cakey, but packed in powder because then I look super dry. So like I said, just dip it in, kind of knock it on the side so you get most of that powder off, and then with that, once you have it, so your concealer is all blended smoothly and nicely, it's not settled into any creases, just pack it on there in that same triangular shape. Then once you have that done, I let it sit for just a minute, so I'd go and I'd do this side, and then just taking a Morphe M504, just take it and brush all that excess powder, which there shouldn't be much, but you just go and brush it all, so you have all that excess powder, and then voila. So now my dark circle is corrected, concealed, and it's set, so it will not, any of that product will not move throughout the day, settle into any fine lines, anything like that. I know I look really crazy, but I really hope this helped you guys. I wanted to keep this side bare so you could remember how ridiculously my dark circles are and how I can, you know, conceal them, cover them up, what we all want. We want that flawless look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, comment below on other videos you'd like to see, and we'll see you next time.